What's going on, guys? Got a little video today because I have a little bit of a scale issue. All right, I've been using this Hom Geek thing. This is like 12 bucks on Amazon. And this thing's been giving me some wonky numbers lately. In particular, what kind of made me start to think about my gauge and if this thing was correct is looking at the Hornady manual, right? If you look at the Hornady manual, I'll put that up here for the 243, 87 grain VMAX. The load data for H4350 starts at 39.8 grains, right, and 2,900 feet per second. Well, I run my load based on my velocity, or I run my powder charge based on the velocity node of the gun, which shows up around 3050, right, feet per second. And that gives me my powder charge of 39.5 grains. So the velocity numbers aren't even close, right, with the manual. And I've noticed over time, this is kind of changing, right? My gun's running a little bit hotter now than it was, like in January sort of thing. So it kind of, just because of the discrepancy from the book numbers and what I'm actually getting, I'm like thinking maybe Hornady has a typo here. Do I need to say something, or do I have a problem with my scale? So I started with something that I can control. Maybe I have something going on with my scale. And and this thing is not great. I mean, everybody uses these things, and I'm sure there's good ones and bad ones, but I think this one has gone bad because sometimes I'll be in the middle of reloading a set of reloads, and when I bring my powder pan back over, this thing's already off by like 0.3 grains. So I have to re-tare, and that always drives me nuts because I don't want anything to change during the process. I want everything to be made on the same level. And I'm not able to do that. So it's kind of been driving me a little bit nuts. But lately this thing has got even more and more unstable. So I've replaced it with this major upgrade here. This costs $17 on Amazon. So it's $5 better. But anyways, I thought what I'd do is just run through a little exercise here. These guys are both set to gram scale. So I'm going to do a calibration on both. Hold that guy down, and it calls for 50 grams. And here's a 50 gram weight. Wait for it to say pass. Sweet, 50. All right. 0, that's good. Do the same thing over here. Looks like this guy got bored, checked out. Still on gram scale, so we'll do the same thing. Cal. Give it the 50. Passed it. All right. All right, calibrated. Now, let's just double check this guy, make sure he hadn't lost his mind yet. I love you. You're the best, Hom Geek. 49.4, it's already off by 0.6 of a gram, which is a freaking ton of grains, okay? Oh yeah, reading 0, awesome. 49.0. I've actually taken this guy apart because it seems like there's like some friction or something that's holding this thing up. All it is a little strain gauge in there, so I didn't know, maybe I got some powder in there, maybe there's some stuff, I don't know, but everything looked fine. Kind of cleaned some things up a little bit with the alcohol wipe, nothing really come out, but it's just not a repeatable thing. So you can imagine how this is kind of driving me crazy. So let's just do an example here with grains of powder. Here's my normal, kind of process, right? Put this guy on here, tear it out. All right. Do the same thing over here. Oh, let me switch modes. Let's do grains. Tear that out. All right, let's throw some powder here. 28.74 grains. Okay. 26.6 grains. So, I mean, this is kind of the struggle. Maybe you guys need to check your scales too. I don't know. Hopefully, there's a watch out. These things are not the end all be all. Just because you get a number, it's got to be dead nuts. It doesn't, I guess it doesn't work like that. So what I'll probably do now is I'll load up some rounds and weigh it on here and then weigh it on there. And obviously I think I'm going to believe this one over that. And kind of look at the, like a delta plot, like look at the difference between the two gauges and see how that kind of tracks over time. The real way to test this thing out would be with your gravity scale, you know, because gravity doesn't change, and it's a physical kind of weight measurement, but it takes too long. I mean, let's face it, the digital scales are just easier. So, anyways, I just want to share this. This guy's getting retired. I've got some plans for this guy. Mr. 44 Mag might have a date with this thing. So, all right. So I loaded up a couple cases and double weighed them actually. Hom Geek versus the new, what's this thing called? Fit. Okay. Just to see what the discrepancy is. So here's the chart for that. So basically I was averaging about a 1.99 or 2 grain difference, plus or minus a half a grain. It's pretty bad, pretty big difference. That being said, though, it doesn't mean that this guy is necessarily perfect. Although I really like this little format. One thing I miss is the second decimal place. Right, when you're in grains, you get 1 decimal place on this guy. So you know, and it's kind of the accuracy of this one is kind of in 0.2 grain increments. So you know, 2, 4, 6, 8 kind of thing. If you need 5, right, it kind of wants to jump from 4 to 6. So I'm not exactly impressed with this guy either. Probably send this back or replace this again with something a little bit better. But anyways, that's my little update. As far as, you know, taking the other scale to the range, personally, I would never do that. You know, I think that's childish to take, you know, a piece of equipment that's malfunctioned and shoot it, right? I mean, who does that? It's a little bit irresponsible. I mean, those materials could be recycled. Somebody in need could use that. You know, I mean, why shoot it? It doesn't make any sense at all. So, and to all you guys out there who are doing that type of thing, I frown upon that, and shame on you.